Oh, but I brought a gift from my little sister.
I don't want a gift from you.
Oh, but you shall have it. So, let's get into it. The Wicked Witch of the West episode, It's Not Easy Being Green. This week we're doing It's Not Easy Being Green. And it's not because this makeup took forever. How can you say that to your own daughter? Because he's not your dad. He's a drunk, but he's not your dad. We still don't know who your dad is. So we have a Western Once Upon a Time style. Starting with the Wicked Witch of the West, who's also Dorothy. And I can't itch my face because it'll become flesh-colored and I won't be envious of the dumb things that Regina has. This episode was awesome beyond awesomeness. It was awesome sauce with a little bit of spaghetti western. So let's start off. Spaghetti western is like the old cowboy like that and like spitting up a tune. It's like Dr. Quinn on like magical crack. So we start off the episode with the Wicked Witch coming out of the tornado a la Dorothy. Some random people picking her up and going, that's now our daughter. Awesome, let's keep her. And then cut to Neil's funeral. Bye-bye, Neil. I'm sorry you were absorbed into your father. Can we have a moment of silence for Neil? Everything about that scene was sad. Poor little Henry and Emma. And Hook was like, yeah. And Rumpelstiltskin couldn't be there because he had a headache in that cage that Zelina's keeping him. Cut to the diner where a lot of shippy stuff is happening everywhere. So Hook is like, hey, I know that Henry just lost his father, and he doesn't know that you remember his father. Hook offers to take him on this boat and teach him how to tie nautical knots and read with a sextant. I believe this particular pairing is called Captain Cobra, which sounds like a bad Mortal Kombat character. Then cut to Tinkerbell, who walks up on Regina, who is eyeing her lion tattoo over there, who is always drinking. Tinkerbell's like, the fuck, lady, why didn't you go after him?
Language.
Sorry, Tucker. That's my 7-year-old nephew who watches this. Go to bed, it's too late for you anyways. So Tinkerbell is playing wingman for Regina, who still refuses to get anywhere near that fine piece of ass Robin Hood. And Tinkerbell's like, hey, you know, not to be that person, but do you remember what happened the last time you didn't go to him? You turned into the evil queen. Maybe this time we can just go ahead and cut that off at the beginning. And Regina's like, get out my face. I still got my heart. I ain't ready to give it to the lion man. And I don't daytime drink. And then the witch bursts on the scene. Hey, I know this is a wake, but this is also an opportune time for a wild western challenge, no horses needed. So she tells Regina, yo, I'm your sister, and I've come to give you a gift. And that gift is death.
Usually the gift is the day.
So Regina skitters on off with Snow and Emma to Cora's little locked area of her vault. We find it's Regina's vault. And Snow has a great one-liner.
Sure that Cora didn't booby trap her stuff. I mean, I don't think that a sleeping crystal would be good for the baby.
And that was the only thing she said all episode. So Regina finds the letter. Uh-oh. So all those years that I was motivated and fueled by the kind words Rumpelstiltskin had to say about my evil demeanor, he didn't actually mean that. So she runs off into the forest because she hates the smell of forests. Who should our wandering eyes should appear but Robin Hood and his tiny spear? It's an arrow. Incredibly well-written scene for this show.
You're making a lot of enemies here.
I don't mean any disrespect to the writers. They have a hard job. But Rumpelstiltskin did absorb his son. So cut back to the Wicked Witch who goes to Oz to get, I'm going to go to the Wizard of Oz. He will find me a family who... Castle looks like it's built out of like weird glowing Legos. The wizard doesn't actually have magic, yet the floor turns into like a looking glass, and he magics the shoes on her. So she clicks her heels 3 times. I think the clicking of the heels is so cool. I really loved that. The Wicked Witch meets Rumpelstiltskin, does like this really quick magic-y DNA test, and he's like, you are the sister. You just made that rock appear in your hand a lot faster than she did, so let's go to the forest and learn some magic. And then they have this weird scene.
Ding dong. There it is.
grabs his wrist, but he's standing right next to her, maybe. Oh, so Belle tries to go get Rumple and leans really awkwardly into the cage, and Rumple can't be around her, and then Zelena comes out of like the back of this cage. So cut back to the Enchanted Forest where the Wicked Witch tries to Sweeney Todd Regina at her bureau while she's doing makeup or I don't know, whatever. It was Rumpelstiltskin who was actually trying to test her to see if she was a wily person, and he tells her, goodbye. You need to leave because you were in love with me and you made me a meat pie. There's a lot of mention of meat pies in this episode. And then she goes, bye. Cut back to the town square. Everyone is very sassily dressed. And Emma tries to save the day and she's like, I'm gonna help. Pink, no you're not. Regina tries to throw down. She walked in with her nice little sassy scarf and her red lips, her I just buried my heart in the woods hair. Regina bitch slaps the witch. Bow. And Zelena's like, no, I don't think so. You go into a car. And you go into the clock tower. And there's my hat. Zelena pops up there and she's like, I have you now, my pretty. And she goes to get her heart. And guess what? That heart ain't there. That heart ain't nowhere in that body. She tells Regina, the one thing I want from you is your heart. Because, you know, that's what's going to make this curse happen. Did she mention the curse?
Say that.
She doesn't
You're
mention the
making
curse
this
yet.
up.
Cut to Regina traipsing through the woods. To whom, may you ask? Of the Robin Hood, protecting her heart. Regina, not having her heart, is very, very brazen. She takes her heart and she puts it in this cute little leather bag and she says, here you go. And so she gives him her heart. Literally, like this is the only show where you can literally give somebody your heart. And Robin Hood's face is like he's just been slapped with a fish. And he's like, all right, I'm down for this. And he's like, wait, that drink that we were supposed to get. And she's like, okay. Cut to Captain Hook and Emma in the hallway.
The rest is definitely more than a doorway conversation.
This is a hallway conversation about how he loves Henry and wants to be his father. Cut back to the Wicked Witch. So she pulls down the screen to Walsh, her favorite monkey slash romanticizer of Emma. And so she turns that huckster into a flying monkey. She mentions her big, big plan is to turn back time. If I could turn back time. And she wants Regina to never have been born. Also, shout out to the Silver Shoes because that's the book version. So here's what we need to think about. If she can actually turn back time, Cora still wouldn't want her. Cora didn't want me because I cried too much as a baby. And what does she want with Snow's baby? We will never find out what this baby is. A gift, and if you would leave a comment down below, I will be a wicked sister to you. And I'll see you all next week for another recap with the wickedly talented Adele Dazeem.